is garbage.
Lil
I was having
Squeaky.
no, I'm not garbage. I was out on a walk and for
Yeah.
some reason my phone just like went black.
Okay.
Wouldn't let me do anything.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Then I came back like what 10 minutes ago and less than 10 minutes ago and the phone just started working again. I don't know.
I don't think Zach likes you, and I don't know why.
I don't know.
Bro, we got little.
I've given him all my love and respect.
We got little Squeaky in the
Treats me like this.
for the first time. juicyFlail podcast. Lil Squeaky. Lil Squeaky.
So y'all saying you have you been going already, or did you like just start?
Well, we did it. We started like an hour ago, but then we stopped.
An hour ago, yeah.
No, but then we stopped. Then we made a song, and then I made a beat. I made a beat for Young Tupperware.
Yeah.
It's making fun of Dream's horrible song.
You know, this is probably the first time I've joined a Discord call in like months.
Yeah.
Because since being in Flex.
Yeah, bro.
They
I
had their calls going all the time.
I listened to I tried to listen to Lambo Season by Young Lambo.
Yo, I love Lambo Season.
Dude, the only songs I could get through were the ones with you on it. You carried those.
That's what all the basic Young Lambo fans say.
I'm not even a fan. What are you talking about?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna be real. I've said this a few times with like people in Flex, but like as far as people who were in Flex during the time I was there, I was like really, really overrated. Nigga, what are you doing? Bro, shut your bitch ass up, bro.
What?
You left the 808s on in the background.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, my bass is plugged in. Is that better?
Dumbass. Yes.
Okay. My foot was.
The 808s on.
No, my foot was on the cable.
Dog. Wow. Like I was saying, I was heavy overrated over in Flex. Everyone just kept trying to get like generic ass trap features out of me, and I don't know, man. Like,
well, he obviously needed them.
Yeah. And I was kind of very heavy overrated. A lot of people. There were some people who just wanted me to stick to making like 100% serious shit forever, but like I'm not doing that. Yeah. I'm not never making another in development type of thing ever again.
Yeah.
So it's so boring.
Yeah, well, are you just gonna make like a?
I'm here to make bangers.
Nice. So what? I don't know if we're allowed to talk about this on the podcast, which is public. But what do you have planned for the summer in terms of music releases?
Oh well, first thing I'm doing is being in a musical.
Okay.
At my school. I've been in many shows. This is gonna be my final one.
Nice.
Because it's my summer after my senior year.
Cool.
It's gonna be Anastasia. I will be playing the role of Gleb Vaganov, who is the antagonist. He's a communist general guy.
Oh, same. I'm a communist.
Wow, yeah. Shit. You Bernie Sanders?
I'm Bernie Sanders.
You Bernie Sanders?
Yep, I am.
Yeah.
I'm 80. I'm 89
Anyways,
years old.
I'm not gonna
kill yourself.
I'm not gonna be going too in depth like in specific on music releases, because some stuff I would tell you, like just the people in juicyFlail, but I don't want to say it in a podcast, because I know those Flex niggas are gonna go snooping around for everything they can to try and figure out what I'm dropping next.
Yeah.
No disrespect to them, but like they dig deep, bro. They kept finding like Facebook pictures from years ago that I was tagged in, bro. Like
That's
it was
weird.
from like theater. It was kind of wild, man.
That sounds whack.
I don't think they're like that anymore, but I know they don't spend too much time like away from their computers. Not all of them, but a couple of them just kind of spend all day on the computer, man.
Yeah.
And so they kind of go down a rabbit hole of
I have young
Facebook
Lambo.
scourging.
I have.
Young Lambo. that's what I'm saying. Young Lambo, man. So
Like, dude, go outside.
I do have I did put Jews in the Ghetto Volume 3 on hold. I made most of it, but I would like to make something else first.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing right now.
Well.
And it's just gonna be bangers.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear Jews in the Ghetto Volume 3.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Interesting.
Gonna be very polarizing, but basically polarization is all it's all my career is.
Yeah.
Anyways, what I want to do right now is just drop like bangers. You know what I mean? I've never been a super original rapper, but I really want to go back to like I think some of the most magical music I've made is like Squeaky for President era me, like spring 2020.
Yeah.
That was where I really mastered this art of just dropping these songs with these hard-hitting songs, very catchy flows with these weird-ass lyrics.
Yeah.
And using Plotagon. I want to make a bunch of Plotagon music videos.
Is that the one that like Submarine Man uses?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, Young Lambo. Young Lambo sounds like Submarine Man if he was speaking English.
I've heard that a lot. They're not the same person.
They sound so similar.
I mean, as far as I know, they're not the same person. And I've been on a Submarine Man song. I've spoken to Submarine Man. Pretty sure they're not the same person.
He never talks anymore, does he?
That's what the mask.
No, he's very elusive. He was supposed to drop an album, I think, on December 31st, but he didn't drop it.
Huh.
And then came out with End of the Socks featuring Lil Squeaky, and then he just kind of disappeared again. And he kind of shows up every now and then. I don't know. I'm not in the Flex server anymore.
You left it?
Yeah, I left it like a month ago or something. I don't know.
Really?
I left it not too long after leaving the label.
I'm still in it.
Because it's just like, it's sensory overload, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of people always trying to talk to me all the time, you know what I mean? I just kind of want to be more laid back, and that's what I've been doing recently.
Dude, the announcement channel in there is...
Yes.
Is the worst.
I'll tell, look, dude, bro, I don't care about pings. I think, like, you know, a lot of people complain about pings. I think pings are very funny.
Yeah.
I think they're funny. I think they're funny.
I think they're annoying, honestly.
I don't make a big deal about them. I think they're funny. I would ping a lot, but I remember like when it started up, when I originally joined it in like October of like 2019 or something. It was like, server was new. It was a big mess, but it was like a funny mess. No one knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden they tried to figure out what to do. You know, it just became. It was still messy, but it was like a structured mess. And
controlled
I think that's the best way to put it. It was controlled chaos, and they couldn't just let the chaos run free. And then they had like 100 members of the label or something, and it was very confusing.
So what?
I don't know, man. I actually don't know what they're doing. I'll be real. I don't know what. I don't know like anything about like what they're doing nowadays.
So if I'm correct, Young Schmoobin owned the label before he left, right? I don't.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think happened as a result of him leaving? Like, do you think Flex went downhill, or did they just kind of...
From what I know, I don't really remember much about it. It was like August last year.
Yeah.
But Flex didn't go downhill because of that. Something that annoyed me a lot that kept going. It annoyed select people, but it was just like because I was in like a high position there. Like, I was an executive at one point. Before that, I was, like, an administrator. I always had to hear about people, like, just kind of talking behind other people's backs. And had to hear about a lot of drama going behind the scenes that I didn't want anything to do with.
Yeah.
And so, I'm not going to go into specific details or anything.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think I'm... it's not something I want to think about or even remember too much about. But I just, like... It was very overwhelming to hear all this shit going on. Eventually, it would trickle down to the people, like, in the label. But most people didn't even know anything about it.
Yeah.
Most people don't know anything about any of the drama, and they're having a good time.
I think
It was the fact that I was in a high position that I always had to hear about it.
Yeah, I think the last drama we had in the server was when like a year ago when Taker got kicked.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's hard to.
Dude, I'm be real. I love the fact that, I've heard a lot of from like I still talk to like the people who are higher ups at Flex, like Mosquito and Lambo Lil Sperm a lot. I talk like not
Mosquito's
a lot,
cool.
not as much as I used to.
I don't know.
Yeah, like I still talk to them. Like I'm in a group chat with a lot of people who are in Flex. I'm in a few group chats. I don't think I'm in any servers, but I'm in a number of group chats. I will say, I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, I love the fact that they don't like that I'm in juicyFlail, but I just like the fact that this is a lot more laid back. No one taking anything too seriously. No one's trying to make things happen. No one's trying to enforce any events or any changes. Yeah. We don't have any weird ass drama following us. You know what I mean? We're just kind of chill.
So that's the thing with a big label. Like, first off, no label like Flex Entertainment should have 100 members. Just putting that out there.
From what I've heard, Mosquito said they kicked like half of their roster, like all the inactive people, around the time I left. That was actually something I was saying they should do for a long time. Just like, okay, I was back and forth on it. It's weird. Most of the decisions made in Flex, and I don't think you can blame anyone for this. I'm not gonna hold it against anyone. It's probably not even a bad thing. There were just a lot of very impulsive decisions. Yeah. Including stuff like with the roster. I remember back in the day, I kept being like, yo, we gotta sign as many people as possible. Big, crazy label. But then towards the end of my time there, I was like, yo, I don't really like the fact we have a big, crazy label. Yeah. Even from a musical standpoint. Like, Flex Gang Volume 3 is the third compilation album from them. That's usually considered the best one. My favorite is Volume 1. And then no one likes Volume 2. But I don't like it either. It's horrible.
Okay,
but
I want to talk
I like Volume 1. Let me finish this. I like Volume 1 more because it's basically just, it's a small group of people that are all just kind of messing around in the same headspace. Whereas Volume 3, it is a lot more diverse, but I like the sort of more homogeneous consistency.
You said homo.
It's just homo. It's a lot of people. It's just a bunch of people. Not a bunch, but like a group of like 20-ish people, 20-something people, acting very homo for like 19 tracks, and they're all doing basically the same thing. Yeah. But they have their own spin on it. That's why I like it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about there's just something I noticed within Flex, and it's people.
I'm not here to like talk shit on the label.
Yeah, I know.
But as long as it's like neutral stuff.
Yeah, I just want to kind of
answer stuff. I can talk
because
about it,
I just kind of want to know, like, I see people all the time and they're listening to Flex music and listening to their own music. I don't get that. I mean, I like my music, but I don't want it on my daily mixes, okay?
Okay, so when it comes to Flex music, I actually do very much understand why people listen to like other people in Flex's music. I'm not in Flex, but I still listen to Flex music. Recent Flex music, I think, has taken a bit of a downturn because from what I can tell, they're putting a lot of emphasis on the same couple of like up and comers who are more generic meme rappers. Like, they're just if you look at the channel nowadays, it's just a lot of like Clown and Ray So Sexy and Spit Bucket. And I mean, they're cool and all for like a song or two, but that's just kind of all they're releasing now. Yeah. Right. It all feels like generic 2016, 2017 SoundCloud meme rap where they have like a sample and a minimalist beat and they're like you know what I mean?
So
that's not what I do. That's not what most of the people here or in Flex do. That's just kind of what they're putting. It feels like they're putting a lot of their eggs in that basket. Yeah. But I get why you would listen if like people in Flex or people who are fans of Flex would, listen to Flex music. There's a lot to choose from, and a lot of it has a very likable headspace. Yeah. With me, as far as listening to my own music, I know you're trying to talk right now, but like I gotta get this out.
Yeah, that's cool.
With like listening to my own music, I do it selectively. I don't. It depends on like the headspace. I never listen to God Mode or In Development, but I do from time to time if I'm listening to myself. It's usually either my really old stuff from like pre-Flex music or like early Flex music or Squeaky for president, it's usually the stuff that is the most bangerish, usually the least polished stuff.
Yeah.
Who said fuck that?
Hi, Zach. So how do you think Flex, like, how has it changed since you joined Flex? Like, did the emphasis change, or was it the change in like roster that was, like, really changed
basically, it was an ever-changing thing. It was like a constant stream of consciousness sort of label. Everything was very stream of consciousness. And a lot of people like that. I like that a lot for a while.
Okay, I'm sorry to have to cut you off, but I have to go let my cat outside. Hold on.
Yeah. Yo, you have a cat? That's very feminine. That's very feminine. I found an article the other day. I think I might have posted it here. It was like, survey shows that women find men with cats to be less attractive.
Hey, Lil Squeaky.
Yeah.
What do you think about this album cover that I posted?
Where is it?
That is not an album cover. That
is an album cover?
Yeah.
Dude, I love it.
Fuck
Dream almost made me kill myself and my entire family.
Yeah.
Fire. I'm excited to hear whatever that album entails.
All right, I'm back. So, what were you saying about how it's like an ever-changing?
Oh yeah, it's just a stream of consciousness. So I originally joined Flex in 2019 around what was considered like, I guess, their golden age. It was just it was like a limited amount of people who were like,
so like 20 to 30 people.
Thing. It was like maybe like 30-ish or something like that. It was just kind of, it was messy, but in a fun way.
Yeah.
It was no one was taking anything seriously. I think quarantine is actually what kind of made the biggest changes, because before that I was a junior in high school. I had a lot of things going on. I had a lot of priorities. I would just, as far as like Discord and Flex went, I would just open it up for a few minutes at a time and then like close out of it and then, I don't know, check it at like nighttime. Usually I would just check it when I was like waiting for my grandpa to pick me up from school, because I couldn't drive yet.
Yeah.
And so it was a very occasional thing. Then quarantine hits. We all get locked in. We all open up Discord, and Flex starts thriving in like the Discord server.
Yeah.
But then there's like the shift, and I didn't really consider much, but it just came to my mind. The shift, the Discord server, I think like the people who weren't in Flex and fans started to become less active in the community, and it started to just kind of become the artists.
Yeah.
Like all the community, you know what I mean? Yeah, and I'm gonna be real, I can't even remember a lot of what was going on, dude. It was like a year, it started well over a year ago, and it was just all this weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
I said it just changed all the time. The reason I can't remember anything is because it changed so much over so long of a time. There was just so much. It was just a bunch of people trying to figure out, how do we structure this label? Should it be more of a loose collective, or more of a structured label? Should we enforce quality control or should we just let whatever come out, or sign whoever? Should we have a huge roster or a small roster? Should we ignore random drama, or should we try to deflect it?
Yeah.
It was a bunch of weird things going on.
Yeah, see,
and it got it got a little overwhelming at times. 2, I got kind of addicted. I kept checking Discord like all the time, and it was getting in the way of me focusing on like online school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and, yeah.
What I really like about juicyFlail is I'm involved with a lot of the music that's made. So like, and I upload and help distribute a lot of it. So I think I help quality control it. So we haven't released that much music recently. Zach's put out like 1 single and 1 EP this year. And then I put out 1 album, and that's probably it for the year. Lil JT's put out 1 song. So there's really not been much coming out, and it's kind of nice because I remember when everyone was releasing stuff so much, it was like impossible to keep track of all of it, and I can't imagine doing that with 50 artists all releasing with different distributors and different no quality control. So I can kind of see why.
Yeah.
Why Flex Music has gone
like,
downhill.
What I like about juicyFlail is that it is so small and so like casual.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, there isn't stuff going on all the time. We can just focus on our own real life priorities.
Yeah.
And then hop on Discord and then do our thing. We're this small kind of more at the same we're simultaneously like more closely knit in that it's just 5 of us. We can think in the same headspace.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's also like more loose. We're just kind of doing things on our own time.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are a boy band. We're able to come together and release music where we all hop on the same song.
Yeah.
Like a boy band.
But we need to get on that juicyFlail anthem.
Yeah, juicyFlail anthem. The debut of the juicyFlail boy band.
Yeah, I don't know why Flex hated juicyFlail so much. Back in like November, they genuine I think they genuinely like hated my guts.
They probably did. I'm not sure, dude. I'm 18. I think I'm pretty patient, pretty like mature. I don't really mind a whole lot. That being said, a lot of the people in Flex, though I do fuck with them, they are mostly like 14, 15-year-olds, a little more emotionally impulsive,
Yeah.
They'll do some weird things.
Mm-hmm.
They'll do some weird things. A lot of them a little less on the social side. I got a lot of friends.
Oh wait, hold on 1 second. Sorry.
This podcast turned
Hello?
into a Lil Squeaky interview.
Hi. Good.
I'm holding in this fart right now.
Bro, I just farted on my mic
It's
2
like a
times.
baby
I burped
fart,
in my
bro.
mic 3 times, bro.
I digged in my ass 10 times.
I stuck dick in my ass 10 times, stuck dick in my mouth 5 times.
It's coming out.
Faggot.
I stuck dick in my mouth.
Yo! Schwizzle! Get your faggot friend. I was what these bitch. I'm going back to McDonald's. No, go back. I'm going to Amazon.
Don't you dare go back to
Shit, bro. Where all the places you worked?
Wendy's, McDonald's, Amazon,
Popeyes
Burger King.
For one day.
You worked at which one? You worked at for one day?
Popeyes for one day.
Popeyes. What made you leave after one day?
It was trash.
Go on. Elaborate.
It was so ass. They had me making drinks. Like,
They had you making
All right,
drinks.
I'm back. Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
What kind of drinks would you make?
The soda and shit.
Was you like cooking up the soda fresh from the ground up?
COVID, they can't touch the machine, so you have to touch it.
Oh no! Sounds ass, bro. Sounds horrible. You where you work right now, if anywhere? McDonald's.
They chased me out. I'm probably gonna know more.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna probably have to find some place to work while I'm in college. I don't know what they have over in Ireland, but probably Irish McDonald's. I hope they sell the Shamrock shakes year round.
So are you just gonna be like completely Irish in 4 years when you come back?
Toothpaste.
Say it again.
Are you just gonna be completely Irish when you come back in 4 years?
I'm gonna record my vocals. So.
Maybe. I don't know.
That'd be cool.
Shamrock
I-
shakes is toothpaste.
I do. I do know I pick up accents pretty quick because I have perfect pitch. So
Oh really?
I am prone to memorizing and picking up on accents.
But you actually have perfect
unusually
pitch?
fast. Yes, I do.
That's cool. Is it annoying?
No. If anything, the most annoying thing I have is my fucking lazy eye.
Oh. Huh.
You know, when God made me, he boosted my hearing but fucked up my vision.
Yeah, I guess eye for an eye. That was stupid. That didn't.
Nah, dude, eye for an ear.
That didn't make any sense. I don't know why I said that. I was trying to sound all philosophical and stuff.
Philosophical.
Yeah. Like
Eye for an eye was like
Hammurabi.
Like Hammurabi was. He was talking about like
if you
like actually taking dude's eyes out.
Yeah, like if you shoot someone, you get shot.
Yeah, basically. You know, he's kind of onto something. You know what I mean?
So back to our discussion about flex, which I don't know why we're talking about flex, but
because you wanted to. I don't know. You wanted me to spill the tea.
no, I'm just kind of interested to learn about.
I mean,
it.
yeah. I mean, I get that.
From someone who's been in it since
ain't no shade to be thrown.
Through its golden age, you've been in it. So
yeah.
Do you think?
Damn.
That's just Zach being Zach. He throws insults at juicyFlail all the time. So
yeah. I don't know. I kind of mess with it.
So do you think? Oh, and he's back
Tonight. Dick tonight.
Dick tonight. Damn. What you going on about?
Zach, what are?
Is that you good?
Yeah.
She wanted to suck on my dick tonight.
Oh, really? The 14 and 15-year-olds are immature, but you laugh at that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I do.
Okay, just own it like that. All right.
I'm immature, and I'm 18.
I'm proud with my taste in humor.
I'm an immature 18-year-old.
So, do you think flex music is going to go back uphill or downhill from here?
I think it's gonna kind of stay where it is, cause I'm probably not going up. I think flex music was best like 2019 to like around when quarantine began, cause no one really cared. They just kind of
juicyFlail music was good. It's trash.
It's probably fire. I don't know. They just messed around and had a lot of fun. It's not good by technical standards, but that's what's good about it. They just kind of, you know, they're doing their thing and having fun doing it. Meanwhile, there kind of came this phase where everyone wanted to make money, and so they wanted to like make stuff that was more commercial and more polished, and they were telling us to use this mastering site called BandLab. And I don't know, it kind of messed with me because like I got FL Studio and started learning how to like mix and master and shit, and I was ass at it at first, but I've gotten pretty good at it, I think, and I can do pretty decent stuff in like a 10-minute span max.
Yeah, dude.
And now it's like I want to release stuff that's more gritty and it doesn't sound like polished because it's just harder that way. It's more fun.
Yeah.
But it reminds me of like older music I used to make and used to listen to from like Flex, but it's like it doesn't sound. I can't come to rap over it without putting like at least something on my vocals to make them pop more.
Yeah.
It's like this dilemma I got going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember. I think it was May 2018. I got
resist the urge. I
got Ableton, and I a couple of days ago I went back and listened to the first beat I made, and wow, it was horrible. But
I feel that. Yeah, dude, I feel that.
And I'm just like, how did I ever think this was good? But I progressed so far within.
Dude, I just have a big appreciation for like imperfections.
Yeah.
For imperfections and just casualness.
Yeah, because I totally agree with that. All the perfectly mixed songs are usually some of the shallowest and
and the most unentertaining.
Yeah, you know, they sound perfect, but they're not good. And I just try to
do the bare minimum.
I think there's a really big give and take when it comes to radio friendliness, because either it's gonna, you know, I don't really know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I don't know. I just do whatever's, you know, fun to me.
Yeah.
I will say, it's kind of weird because I know most of my fans are like, at least the prominent ones are like people like, you know, or like I know most of my like prominent fans are just like Flex members who, they kind of go back and forth on what they want to hear. Like, you know, they one moment they'll be like, we want to hear you drop like more serious music, and then when I drop that, they're like, no, we want you to drop like OG Squeaky, gritty, lo-fi rap sort of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And they also have a tendency to compare a lot. They don't take the. This is beyond just Flex. I feel like this is an issue a lot of people have. They just kind of don't take the music at face value as the individual music. They just want to like compare it to other music the artist has dropped before or their peers are dropping.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of get into this. In Flex, I felt like there was this competition going on all the time to drop the best album. Whatever Beetlebat, shout out to him, would give the highest score. A lot of people was trying to make whatever Beetlebat would like the most.
So, yeah.
And pro tip: in order to impress him, you just have to be as serious as possible.
So what was the like?
Turn into a competition.
What was the time span from it being just for fun, from it turning into a competition?
Probably, just for fun was basically everything up until like around when quarantine began.
So like March.
Because I remember Young Schmoobin came out with Eat Sleep Flex Repeat, which wasn't really even him taking it seriously, but for some reason a lot of people were like, it was like he's focused more on the like banger aspect of it.
Yeah.
And it seemed like a pretty novel idea, you know? Someone was dropping music that is just focused on being a banger, and the people on the very reliable website AOTY, which is a website I hate, by the way.
Yeah.
The people over there really liked it, so came to a point where there was this movement to like do whatever AOTY likes the most, and it kind of made all the music afterwards kind of rough and bumpy.
So Eat Sleep Flex Repeat was really the turning point for the.
It was the turning point
for the music quality of Flex. So was that around the time that Beetlebat, like, they were really trying to get highest ratings with whatever Beetlebat was doing?
I just say the Beetlebat thing because Beetlebat is like the like he just reviews all the stuff that comes from Flex basically, and for some reason I feel like a lot of people I don't really mean it literally, but I'm saying when I say people are trying to make whatever impresses Beetlebat the most, or would try to make whatever impresses Beetlebat the most, that basically just means they're competing for the title of best Flex album. Usually it's albums.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, and Beetlebat will review the new Flex albums when they come out on AOTY. Usually he doesn't give any of them more than 60 something.
Because I noticed that.
A lot of people want the most like influence that they can get, and I feel like that gets in the way of them doing what they really want to.
I noticed that they started an album of the week or something, and they did one that's
really
like, and they did one that's like a year old, Mayan by Lil Eggnog.
Oh, I've heard that. I heard it when it was right when it came out.
Yeah.
I wasn't really feeling it. It's interesting as it is. It's basically just like noise, hyper pop, rap shitpost shit. It's very loud and strange, and it was very hard to sleep afterwards because it did some weird stuff to my ears. And that's exactly what it's going for, but it's not something I ever listened to again afterwards. It's cool for like a listening party or a call, but not for anything like other than that.
What do you think is the ultimate Flex album?
Ultimate Flex album, bro. No Stockings by Submarine Man. Dude, that album is legitimately a 10 out of 10 album in my eyes.
Really?
There's absolutely nothing bad about it. Everything about it is amazing.
Then what do you think about Barefoot World?
Way overhated, in my opinion. Way overhated.
Okay.
I think Flex people tend to latch on to like one aspect of an album as being like good or bad. They don't like Barefoot Worlds because it's all covers, so they're like, oh, it's all covers, it's gimmicky, you know what I mean? With Spooky Hours 2, which I released recently, which is just 3 random songs I thought were interesting to release, would be funny to release. they were like, it's bad. Everyone says it's the worst thing I ever released because it's called Spooky Hours 2, and it isn't like the original Spooky Hours.
So let's see what rating it has on AOTY.
I don't care about AOTY. I just don't care about AOTY.
Beetlebat gave it a 66. I think
Beetlebat is he's a very different scoreboard.
And then someone else gave it. And then someone else gave it a 0 and shout out R. Kelly. Yeah, that's
a lot of people mad about it. A lot of people I for basically the entire time I was in Flex, I was considered like the easily best artist because I was willing to occasionally make music that wasn't like meme rap.
Yeah.
If you want to call it that. I don't like the term meme rap, but you know what I mean? And as soon as I left, and especially after releasing Spooky Hours 2, my credibility amongst those guys and like my overall esteem, the way I've been esteemed, has fallen. They just don't like me as much anymore, man.
Do you think that has to
They don't like my music as much anymore.
When do you think they stopped liking you very much? Like when did the point come when
the moment I dropped Spooky Hours 2.
Really? So they didn't hate you until 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they did not. They don't even hate me. They just don't like me that much anymore, and they're putting a lot more emphasis on like Young Garfield as being one of the best artists who was ever in the label.
Yeah,
and like other artists like Kid Floral.
I've never even heard
I don't know, man. Like the original. I remember the original Holy Grail, like best artist in the label was I think like Kid Fang. That was back like 2019, early 2020. Then it became Young Schmoobin. Then it became Emily Fincham when she got signed.
What is the deal with her within the label?
She's a girl and she has simps. That's basically it.
So is she? Because I've never seen her talk in the Flex Discord. Is she even in
She's
it?
basically only there because like clout. They want her clout, and they think it's just funny to have her there, I guess.
So why did she join?
She wanted to join a label, collective.
But she is like.
And her brother's in it. Her brother was one of the first people to join it. Kid Floral.
Oh, but she has like 15,000 monthly listeners or something. Oh, 25,000.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. She probably thought it was funny to join, and she thinks it's funny to be in it, and they think it's funny. More so, it's other people think it's funny to have her in there.
Yeah.
And also, more people keep trying to shoot their shot.
So, huh.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then she was like worshipped for a few weeks. Then I became the like de facto best Flex artist for forever, basically, up until like Lil Mosquito Disease dropped Infestation. And then it became me again right before I left.
Yeah.
And then now I think it's Kid Floral or something. I don't know.
I've never heard
Young
of
Garfield.
Kid Floral.
He basically almost completely transitioned to making music that is just like, I hate using this term, but serious music. If that makes sense. I hate the terms like meme rap and ironic music and like serious music and unironic music. I don't like those terms. I don't use them much, but you know when I try using them in like a conversation, you know what I mean by them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by them. That's basically. I don't think there's even like a de facto best artist. I think those like a lot of people are just. I think Lil Mosquito Disease in particular is like going back being like, yo, Young Garfield is like the best artist we've ever had, or one of the best artists we've ever had. I remember when I was there, I was putting a lot of emphasis on Submarine Man being the best thing that ever happened to the label, which I agree with.
Yeah, I think
Submarine Man is the best thing to ever happen to the label.
Yeah, his videos have like 100,000 views.
I don't. My appreciation for him has absolutely nothing to do with his views or his numbers. It has to do with the music itself.
Yeah.
Dude, I know he's basically like the go-to bad artist.
Would you say he did the most for the label though? Do you think?
No, he didn't. He didn't do the most. If we want to get like technical, the person who did the most is Lil Mosquito Disease. He's the guy who like has led the label.
Yeah.
For like ever, but Submarine Man is just the pinnacle of music from Flex, the pinnacle of
Yeah.
that sort of comedic music, is he just has so much.
Is he the epitome of Flex entertainment?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He has so much undying passion and energy in his music.
Yeah.
He does not hold back one bit. He just goes all in.
So that's
And it's
what Flex is supposed to be.
You're supposed to be going all in, doing whatever the hell you want, regardless of what people are gonna think.
But, yeah.
And in particular, just being very raw and very brash, and just going very hard. And I just remember, I think one of the big things that kind of messed it up was that Flex was like all about characters, and Submarine Man's a big character, the Mosquito Disease is a big character, Lil Squeaky was this big character for a long time. It was all about characters, and at some point it just kind of became about the people, like the actual people themselves behind the artists, and the characters started going away.
What was the character
I don't know
of
what
Lil
did that.
Squeaky? What was
It was just I'm as a person, I'm just kind of pretty, regular dude, pretty studious dude, very good student. Got a lot of friends. Lil Squeaky was barely even a character. It was just me making like weird. It was just me rapping weird lyrics and like generic lyrics and weird sex lyrics.
Yeah.
And occasionally throwing in random offensive humor. And then all of a sudden that started to just kind of go away. And it's kind of not safe for me to even say that anymore, because I know there are people out there. And I've seen there are people out there who still just listen to music from Flex just so they can point out like any offensive stuff that's said in the songs.
Huh.
And we'll go to so it wasn't really even a character, but I just started being more real, and a lot of people started being more real and more emotional, and that was a big problem. Emotions shouldn't be in these sorts of groups and collectives and labels, they shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah.
just have fun and go crazy.
Do you think
Be real.
Do you think Brad Taste or Big Baller B has brought a lot of attention to the label? Or
yeah, absolutely.
Or is
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think it's for the better. He's basically worshipped mainly because Lil Mosquito Disease, like basically thinks he's the best thing that ever happened in life. I think I don't know. So they did make Swarm, which is it's kind of in the Flex Hall of Fame as far as like important projects. I don't think it's aged too well musically. It does sound pretty dated, but it does have some pretty great energy to it.
Bro has ARTV on it. That's kind of funny.
Yeah. And other than that, he's kind of just one of the best examples. Him and Emily Fincham of people who have clout and therefore are kind of unquestionably worshipped. And Mosquito was kind of seen as this like supreme leader who no one questions. And like that was a problem when I was there. Even when I was like an executive, I was seen as a supreme leader who should never be questioned. And that was an issue because my views on what the label should do were always like dramatically different from basically every other executive.
Yeah, I think
it was interesting, kind of weird.
I think
that it was interesting.
I think Lil
Look,
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Right, I do want to just make this very clear. All this stuff, there's a lot that I've said, a lot of like stuff that it kind of seems like I just want to make this abundantly clear. I don't know if it seems like this or not, but I just don't really care about much of this. It's all weird stuff on Discord.
Yeah.
I've used the word weird a lot because that's the best way to describe it. Just very weird, confusing stuff on Discord that I just don't really care about and therefore don't remember a lot about. Even if I only left Flex like late April, which I think I did, April 20-something. Most of it is just kind of escaped my memory, and I don't really care much about it. It was fun while I was there, but got a lot less fun a while down the line, and I felt like it would feel good, feel kind of liberating, especially considering I was getting addicted to Discord because I kept checking that server and the related servers, to leave the label and start getting that addiction out of my mind, start freeing myself up.
Yeah, well, that's all the questions I have about Flex.
Yeah, yeah.
That was
it's not. There's not that much for me to say, really.
Well,
Guys don't remember a whole lot.
Yeah.
I'm not fixated on the past. I'm not fixated on random stuff on Discord.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah. Right now, as far as music goes, I just wanna get to making some bangers, and I wanna make sure that juicyFlail is the greatest boy band in the history of boy bands.
Dude, we should make a song together for whatever your next project is. That's just the hardest song ever made.
Maybe. They don't. I know. It's gonna be a little annoying when like young Lambo starts being like, "This song is the worst thing ever because Schwizzle is on it."
Yeah, he's gonna say that for sure.
Yeah.
And then
Tending bike.
he's gonna say bonus
Tending
P.
bike is yeah. Yo, I need to talk about Tending bike. This dude is one of the most fascinating human beings I've ever come to meet. Tending bike. This dude is just legendary in both the best and worst ways. He was a member of Flex for a while. I don't know if I think he's not in the label right now.
Yeah, he left or something.
Yeah, but he's going through some weird stuff right now. He has such a fascinating history. It is truly incredible. So, Tending Bike was like maybe he was one of the first like 5 people or something signed to Flex. He was one of the first people. He'd been there since day one. And he was known as Big Lil at the time. Which is a much better stage name. Everyone loves stage name. Big Lil.
Big Lil, that's a hilarious name.
Big Lil. Dude was a legend. He was known for these songs like Insane, which has a very iconic video of him like having a seizure basically with a crit mask on. It's amazing. And his music is he also was known for like he had a song with Young Fizz called Air Jordans, which also had multiple sequels: Air Jordans 2, Air Jordans 2.5, Air Jordans 3, Air Jordans 3.5, and he said he will never make Air Jordans 4. And there are also multiple versions of Air Jordans 3.
You know,
so,
that would be funny if it was just like Air Jordans 3.95 or something.
Yeah, and the best thing about Air Jordans, all the songs that they hardly ever talk about Air Jordans. They talk about different shoes. Like the first line in the song, the original at least, is "Got my Gucci flip flops."
That's funny.
And the whole thing about Big Lil for much of his career is that you couldn't understand what he was saying. He would just mumble into like his iPhone mic, and like not know what to say. And that was basically his whole thing. He was very incomprehensible. Yeah. And that led to a lot of backlash. A lot of people did not like him, said he was one of the worst in the label because you couldn't understand him. But I don't know. I always thought he was pretty fire. Around a little before I dropped in development, I dropped this song called Leave You on Red, which was like a year old, and it was a song I made in like March 2020 with Big Lil, and it uses that's basically prime Big Lil, and just the incomprehensible mumbling.
Yeah.
Eventually, when Flex got into that bad phase where they got very concerned with like quality and quality control, they kicked Big Lil out, despite the fact that he'd been there since day one.
Yeah.
But then he was known as Tending Bike at that time, and he was really going through it. A lot of people were being very hostile. Some people giving him constructive criticism. Others were being very hostile towards him in their dislike for him. He joined another label that was kind of seen as an enemy label of Flex, almost called CRZ Records. It was previously Icy Records, then $1 Billion Records, and it merged with Flex when me and Lil Mosquito Disease split a payment of 500 Robux to the owner of $1 Billion Records.
You actually paid for a record label in Robux?
Yes.
They were offering me
Robux. The label in
Robux.
Robux.
They were offering me Robux.
Yeah, remember? Well, I think we were offering you Robux. Yeah, because we had done it before. We had bought a label with Robux and put it into Flex. That was maybe the most controversial thing I ever did as an executive.
That seems like something you go to jail for.
Yeah. Yeah, I bought it with Robux.
That's
Anyways,
hilarious.
yes. So $1 Billion Records, he was there. I think he was an executive in $1 Billion Records actually. But he had this very big comeback when he dropped a song called Backseat with The Weeknd, and it was it's basically exactly what you would expect from a Tending Bike song with The Weeknd. It was magical. It's an amazing song, and eventually it would bring him back into the public eye. A lot of people started to like him again, and then he ended up leaving Billion Dollar Records and easily got signed back to Flex. And then he dropped more bangers like Glizzy, and I helped. Me and Mosquito were like listening to a lot of his old deleted songs, like one of them being Side Effects, and we dropped a surprise remix without him knowing of Side Effects, which featured me, Young Lambo, and Lil Mosquito Disease on top of the original guest verses from Lil PP and Lil Koya, and became kind of a big sleeper hit. So Tending Bike, it's kind of on top of the world. He released his very long-awaited debut album, The Shop, earlier this year in March.
Yeah.
He was basically on top of the world, and on the Flex Entertainment Hot 100, which is like the chart run by Beetlebad of the most like popular Flex songs of the week based on like streams, and you have to like send in your streams. The remix of Backseat with that Bike made with his real life longtime friend Legoland was a surprise hit and climbed all the way to #1 on the chart, somehow racking up thousands of streams in a week. And so he had this big like explosion in popularity out of nowhere, but then it kind of just all ended, and he got very down bad. He was originally for Ariana Grande. He was originally joking about like his obsession with Ariana Grande, but then it became real, and he just became a straight up like Twitter stan.
Weird.
He was very down bad. He acted very insecure on Discord and on Twitter and everything, and eventually now he's very sad emotionally. And after Ariana Grande got married, he was listening to one of my sad songs on repeat and crying.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was this big fall from grace, and now he's seen in a very negative light again. He was on one of my songs recently where he has another one of his, I guess you can say like hilariously bad verses. Yeah. I love the verse. It's got this very it's got that signature big Lil energy to it. But everyone says Bike ruined it. Young Lambo said it's one of the worst things I ever released because it has Tending Bike on it. It's that, but nonetheless, it's pretty interesting. Also, Tending Bike and Young Lambo had this very high profile on and off relationship sort of thing. So Young Lambo was kind of the mastermind behind The Shop, which was, like I said, it was Tending Bike's album, and he heard all the songs first. He did mixing and mastering on the whole album, I think, and except I produced a song on it, and I just was like, I'll mix it in like 5 minutes. So I did that. Yeah. And everything else was all Young Lambo, and because of that, Young Lambo was also kind of like creative director. He was telling Bike what to do on the songs, and he featured on a song, and it kind of raised concerns that he was like forcing his way onto songs, because there were a number of like songs from different artists he was trying to force his way onto and feature on everything possible. And eventually he stopped, but Tending Bike got like attached to him, and he kept sending the new songs he was making, all of them, to Young Lambo because he felt like he had to still. Weird. It was very weird. And now we are at the point where they're distant from each other, and Young Lambo has expressed lots of distaste for Tending Bike.
Young Lambo is certainly a character.
Young Tending, he is very much a character. He's had his ups, he's had his downs. He was very different like a year ago. He, in calls, would rarely ever talk. If we were playing Minecraft, he got a reputation for like screaming and crying when like we did stuff to him, like I killed his dogs or something. Yeah. But other than that, he was very quiet, very low profile. And he was actually going to retire. He announced like May last year or something that Lambo Season was going to be his only album, and he would retire. Clearly not the case now, but he's working on his second album as we speak. I believe. But
Well, he released like that.
No, his third album.
Yeah, he released the one that was like Mission or
Yeah,
something.
the mission to make Speed or Flop was his second album because it was gonna be a mixtape, but I told him it would be funny if he made it his second studio album, so he made it his second studio album.
Why is it named the way it is?
Oh, cause Sammy the Fish is this hyper pop artist who is in Flex, who is pretty. His music, he's seen as a good guy. He is not a controversial guy, but he is a good guy. But his music is controversial in Flex. A lot of people don't like it. I am in the crowd of also not liking it. And Young Lambo did not want to see Speeder, his album that he released earlier this year, succeed. So he released The Mission to Make Speeder Flop at the same time as Speeder was supposed to release. But then Sammy the Fish delayed Speeder by 8 hours. Like, no, it wasn't 8 hours. It was until 8 p.m. on the Friday it was supposed to come out. So that it was not overshadowed by The Mission to Make Speeder Flop.
That's funny.
So the effect of the success in making Speeder Flop is it's debated. It's kind of up in the air.
Did it flop?
Fascinating stuff, really. Young Lambo used to be very quiet. Then I helped him make Lambo Season. I was very involved in helping him make it.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty magical album. A lot of people really liked it, myself included. And then after that, he became very loud, very vocal, almost to a fault. And he's kind of gone back and like up and down, kind of back and forth on if he's too annoying or if he's like not too annoying.
Huh.
Very, very fascinating man, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was an interesting discussion, for
Yes.
sure. Thanks for
Absolutely.
talking for such a long time. I'll make sure
Hey,
to
man,
send this in the Flex
it's all
server,
good.
and then they'll get mad at us.
Don't. I'm actually gonna request that you don't do that because I know I don't really care, but I would like to minimize the amount that I get annoyed.
Yeah.
So
I mean, but we
just
weren't.
chill with it.
I mean, but we weren't actually like talking garbage.
We weren't, but
We're-
I know that I can do without Young Lambo being weird to me or Low Mosquito Disease being like, yo, everything he said is cap when it's not.
Yeah.
So
All right.
I just wanna live simple.
Yeah. Okay.
just
Then
wanna
I
live
then I
simple.
won't send it in Flex.
don't.
But all right. Thanks for the talk.
Fascinating discussion about some fascinating characters.
All right. See ya.
Yeah, have a good one.
You too. Yeah. Packing the mail, it's gone. Shit like I smell cologne. I just had a deal, I'm on. Yeah.